Hello everyone, I have a public service announcement for you. Pacific Rim Uprising is trash! This announcement comes from someone who loves the first film. Look, I don't usually do movie reviews. If you look at my channel, you can see that I do mostly Dungeons and Dragons content. But this movie is so bad, I just have to make this video and rant! The first part is spoiler free. I will warn you when we are going into spoiler territory. Some of you may not know this, but I am actually a massive mecha geek. I was born into the genre. The earliest memories that I have was me watching a Betamax tape of Mazinger Z, the granddaddy of piloted giant mecha, and I have been keeping up with the mecha genre ever since. When Guillermo del Toro's first Pacific Rim came out, I saw it first day, in IMAX. It was awesome. It is a work of art crafted by someone who really understands the mecha genre. The immenseness of the mecha, all the little details of the moving parts, and the way the camera lingered on the mechanical functions of the elbow rocket. It was unadulterated mecha porn. But I'm not blind to the fact that many people didn't like the film because of the cheesy storyline and hammy acting. Fair enough, I say. The movie cannot stand on its own without the mecha. But I'd say that the mechas are actually the main characters, and the actors are just there as the device to make the mechas even more awesome. Their stereotypical hammy acting, like the Russian and Australian pilots, is necessary so that they can be transplanted to the mecha, to give the mecha personalities as large as they are. Anyone who knows anything about the genre knows that the mecha is the real protagonist of the show. Guillermo, he is one of us. Even if he failed to tell a compelling story of human drama, he succeeded in making a great mecha film, a super robot mecha film. Even though most of the concept seems to be lifted from Godana. But the sequel, Pacific Rim Uprising, has none of the charm. All the Jaegers have bland, uninspiring design. They don't get enough screen time, and there is just not enough time allocated to show them off. The Jaegers have no personality. They don't do anything cooler than what the Jaegers in the first movie did. No amazing new weapons, no amazing new concepts. The Jaegers don't even serve the story. You can replace them with fighter jets here and still have a movie with the same emotional impact. Those giant robots are here just because. They move faster now, like the robots in the Transformer franchise. It is not a surprise, because according to Wikipedia, the director used to write for the Transformers cinematic universe. Now, their movements are floaty, and you cannot feel them carrying the weight of 7,000 tons of metal. The environment they fight in break like polystyrene boxes. Everything just feels inconsequential. In the mecha circle, we have two categories of mecha fiction: super robot and real robots. Pacific Rim 1 is a super robot movie. To be honest, the line is often blurred, but super robot is a term generally used for mechas that are reality-defyingly powerful. They are like superheroes compared to other robots in their own universe. The main robot is essential to the story, and usually it's the only thing that can let the protagonist achieve his or her goal. Gurren Lagann is a perfect example of a super robot fiction. Real robot is a term used to describe mecha fictions where the robots are usually only as powerful as other conventional weaponry in its own universe. They are usually machines of war, and their presence is mainly used to heighten the personal drama of the pilots. The Gundam series, with some exceptions, is a great example of real robot fiction. Pacific Rim Uprising not only failed as a super robot fiction, it also failed as real robot fiction. We are going to spoiler territory now, and I'm just going to spoil everything, even the most important plot points, no holds barred. If you still want to torture yourself by watching this movie, you can click away now. But if you want to quash your last bit of desire to watch this burning dumpster fire, then just keep watching. The spoiler warning will end in 3, 2, 1. The plot is a disaster. The main characters, Jake, played by John Boyega, and Amara, played by newcomer Kaylee Spain, have flimsy character development and no motivation. They are just there at the Jaeger base because a series of unfortunate events brought them there. Their lack of motivation shows. They are just piloting the Jaegers because that's what everyone wants them to do. there is no resistance or the desire from themselves to do that. Shinji, get into the robot! Nah, I don't feel like it. But okay, whatever. That's what watching this movie feels like. Ugh. Ringo Kikuchi returns to play Mako Mori, the Japanese girl from the first movie. She got killed halfway into the movie to create some sort of motivation for Jake to do I don't know what. After she died, he complains less, but it doesn't look like it grew his character much at all. It's not like he's going to run away if his resolve isn't strengthened by her death, because at that point, there is nothing for him to do yet. Then, there is also the subplot of a group of young cadets who trains with a girl, Amara, to pilot the other Jaegers besides Gypsy Avenger. So little time is spent with them, you really can't feel anything when one of them dies at the end. Death feels really inconsequential here. Many people die, but because you're not given enough time to connect with them, their deaths are pointless. Even when Mako died, it doesn't feel that tragic, because we are not given enough time to get reacquainted with her. All the deaths here is just statistics. It doesn't feel like tragedy. Having a high death count doesn't make a story more compelling, especially when it does not serve the story. I really can't find anything good to say about this movie. It is a poor attempt at whatever it is trying to do, and it's a disaster of a mecha film. Even though Guillermo del Toro's name is in the credits, I am sure he never touched this film. There are no fingerprints of someone who understands mecha on this film. I'm giving this movie 3 out of 10. It is bad. It is not even so bad that it is good bad. It is meh. Sorry for ranting at you guys. I just need to get this fire out of my system. I will return to D&D this Sunday. If you are new to the channel and like Dungeons & Dragons, check out other videos in the channel and subscribe. Maybe I will talk about mecha in fantasy one day, or mecha tabletop RPG. Anyway, CJ, over and out.